Motion capture animation once again collides with a Disney family adventure, and the 3D glasses are also back for this outworldly quest. Hello there everybody, I'm movie critic Nick Yakabuchi here as always for RealScreenReviews.com, and our next movie review is the animated Mars Needs Moms. This family-friendly movie opened around North America on Friday, March 11th, 2011, and features the voice talents of Seth Green, Dan Fogler, Mindy Sterling, and the wonderful Joan Cusack. Mars Needs Moms comes to us from director Simon Wells, the veteran director of other animated features such as The Prince of Egypt, Balto, going all the way back to 1991's An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. He's also directed live action with 2002's The Time Machine starring Guy Pearce, which was based on the classic novel by H.G. Wells, who, by the way, is the great-grandfather of director Simon Wells. He now returns to the world of animation and is joined by some of Tinseltown's funniest comics. Our story opens telling us the tale of 9-year-old Milo brought to life by Seth Green. Milo is your typical adolescent that couldn't be more annoyed with mom as each moment passes. The constant nagging and the chores are almost too much to bear. That is until mom is snatched and grabbed and taken to another planet. This is all part of a dubious scheme put together by Martians in order to take the essence and aura of Milo's mom and basically use that in the raising of their own offspring. Now, what their dubious scheme did not count on was the addition of Milo hiding out aboard their spaceship, and a son not only ready to go to the ends of the earth to save his mother, but to the ends of the galaxy as well. Milo's adventure will lead him against an army of aliens, and it will span many light years. Finally, to accomplish this, he'll need the assistance of the over-the-top sidekick Gribble, as well as an alien named Kai, and through all of this, the one theme that resonates is how much we can all appreciate our own mothers. Well, people, with such a nice premise set forth by both the original source material and the film itself, it just pains me to say that this film just fell short on many, many levels. Mars Needs Moms needed something, I don't know what, but it sure wasn't found in this movie. The main and supporting characters, with the exception of maybe one or two, well, they're just not memorable. The filmmakers take an extremely basic story and add absolutely nothing to it. They never challenge the audience or themselves for that matter, and even the 3D glasses could come nowhere near saving this film. Unlike Disney's recent hit and wonderful film Tangled, this film is so dark it's very difficult to be visually stunning, and it's not even close to the caliber of Toy Story 3, The Legends of the Guardians, or Johnny Depp's latest, Rango. Now, I will say that Mars Needs Moms is more meaningful than it is either good or entertaining, and you could easily refer to it as the anti-Adam Sandler movie. That would be the fact that the movie is filled with so many lessons and messages, as opposed to a Sandler film where there are absolutely none. Respecting your mother, saying you're sorry, and not taking your mom for granted are just three ideals right off the bat. And the more Milo describes his mom to others, the more he begins to realize just how much the word mom is more than a couple of letters strung together. I also did enjoy the sidekick Gribble voiced by Dan Fogler, who reminds me of a young John Candy or Jack Black. He's a very lovable, happy-go-lucky, bigger guy. And one other character I liked was the older alien lady that everybody referred to as the supervisor. She was a good movie villain that kept making me think of Eartha Kitt from the previous and good Disney movie The Emperor's New Groove from the year 2000. I also don't know what it is about capture motion animation. It's good and I don't dislike it, but I'm just so much more a fan of regular animation. Whether it be computer-generated like, say, Despicable Me, or going all the way back to 1937 for the very first Disney hand-drawn animated classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I just can't get over the fact that with this new style they look almost like variations of people and not actually people. Once again, this is just a minor pet peeve of mine that I couldn't help but share, but needless to say, I didn't think that this helped the film either. At 88 minutes, I thought that Mars Needs Moms was still too long, and it didn't supply anywhere near a storyline strong enough to hold my attention, or any 5-year-olds for that matter. I truly believe that this film will not please you or your children, and taking into account that this is a family film in the first place, I would still describe it as boring, lame, and forgettable. It has no character development throughout. It does have a pretty good finale, but by that point, you really just don't care anymore. When I can honestly tell everyone out there that the best part of this movie were the trailers for Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides and Cars 2, well, that about says it all. Only 1.5 stars out of 4 for nothing but a Disney disappointment. And remember, people, I'm not always right, only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.